Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today we're taking a look at the Dragon Force Transforming Weapons series. Now, there are a couple of different sets. This set specifically has the weapons that all merge into one giant robot. There are individual toys of each of these weapons that turn into robots. In fact, in this set, only one of the weapons turns into a robot, and that's the white and red and black sword. The others all disassemble and then they all merge together around the white guy to form a giant robot. So let's go ahead and look at them. First up is the orange stabby thing. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a spearhead where it's held like that. I honestly don't know what this weapon is supposed to be. But yeah, it's neat. Then there is this weapon. I'm assuming this is also supposed to be a dagger of some sort. That is the most unergonomic. These are the most unergonomic weapons I have ever held. They're neat in terms of size. They are roughly the same size as Commander Class Rodimus Prime. Actually, that would make more sense turning him around like that. He could be a weapon, can't he? I mean, if those could be weapons, I could wield a car with a big axe thing on its back. Next up, we have this three-bladed sai. And the one thing that's cool is you can actually move these little protrusions into different positions. So you could have it all the way out like that, or you could have them pointing in for stabbing, or just up for traditional sai stuff. It's okay. I do like the look of it. It's a neat weapon. Next up is my favorite, and that's the big old battle axe. This is a big, chunky axe. I like this a lot. There is a gimmick where it does open and close, but that's for the transformation. But as an axe, yeah, I like it. It's big, it's chunky. And then finally is this sword, which is beautifully detailed. I love the look of it. And yes, this does turn into a robot. To transform it, come to the sides here and pull off these bits to form the arms. Come to the front and unpeg them to form the legs. And then just start moving some of the armor out of the way. And then we can give him feats. Stand him up and then push the entire handle down and then reach inside the forearms and flip out the fists. I love the way this thing looks. The white, the charcoal, the gold, gold, red. It's a beautiful figure. It really is. And all the detailing on this thing is so nice. Head sculpt is very cool. I like that head sculpt a lot. This figure does feel like it's from Power Rangers, though. It feels very Power Rangers-y. All of the joints, while they do hold together, are on the loose side and kind of jiggly. There are ratchets in this thing, but all of those joints are just a bit too wiggly for my taste. Even the back of the robot looks good. I mean, you've got the back skirt, or the butt skirt, I guess, and then this back crystal. It looks really cool. Just the figure overall is strikingly good. In terms of posability, head can look side to side and can do a mecha neck. Shoulders slide in and out, and you've got ratchets up there. You've got ratchets in there. You have a slight ratcheting in the swivel. No ratchet in the elbow. Fists are on ball joints. Fists do open, but I have nothing for it to grab. Move the skirt armor out of the way, and the figure can get forward and can kick back, and then can kick out. There is a ratcheting thigh swivel. Bend at the knee is over 90 degrees. 2 ratcheting knee joints there. And then a ball joint in the foot. On its own, this robot is really cool, but he's got to combine with all this other stuff, so let's get into it. Starting with the axe, we're going to come up to the front and pull this piece off, and come onto the other side and unpeg that little bit, and then that will allow us to pull the entire back of the axe off, and then nothing else on the axe comes off, even though it looks like it. So just put that off to the side. Then just put this off to the side because we'll transform this later. Next, come to the sai and do the same thing. We're going to pull off the front bit, and then we're going to come to the back and pull that off as well. And then we're going to come down to this, flip it out, and then unpeg this entire section. And, oh, I forgot to mention, it does this. Whee! And then we're going to just put this off to the side, and then put this off to the side as well. Coming to one of the stabby bits, this will actually transform into an arm. So we want to reach up in here and unpeg that. And then pull the arm all the way out like that. Then we come down to this panel here, lift it up, and then rotate out the fist, which is harder to do than you might think because if the ball joint isn't perfectly aligned, the fist frickin' doesn't want to come out. Come to the top, push the top down for the combiner port, come to this section here, flip it forward, and then turn it, and turn the fist, so we have an elbow joint. This little panel, unfortunately, is just going to hang out down here. You can flip it up to the back to close it up a little bit. Doesn't really matter. And you know what? I'm silly. The fist is pointing that way. I had the combining port pointing the wrong way. Whoopsie. And we're just going to repeat the process on this side. Open up that panel, pull the whole thing up. Open up this panel, pull the fist out, close that up. Come to this side, pull that, flip that down, turn it around, turn the fist around, and there we go. All right, first thing for the combination we're going to do is come to these things and split them open, and I completely forgot that there were plastic bits sitting on the front. So come to the front and first unpeg that, pull that off, and then we can split it open. All right, so what we're going to do is give him some extra pants. So we're going to take this piece and actually lay it over underneath the leg. And there's no real way to peg this in. So what we want to do is we want to get it closed up so that that tip of the toe is just sticking out of the bottom like this. And then we'll take these plastic bits and snap them into place to cover up and hold the leg in place. And then for the toesies, bring this out, flip it out. All right, on the other side, straighten out the foot, bring that in, start closing this up, and just get the tootsie like that. There, get that on there, this on there, and just put out the foot, and we have pants. For the upper part of the robot, we're going to first transform his shoulders and arms back to the way he was in sword mode, like that. Take these hip skirts and fold them down, and then collapse the arm up and peg it into the body. And this will give the figure some rigidity in the body. Then grab one of these and make sure it's the one that can grab onto the front skirt. Take the piece we pulled from the axe, and this is supposed to just peg into the chest up here, like that. And then we can grab the arms and actually install them onto these ports coming off the shoulders. Oh, one thing I did forget to do is fold down these little blades. Come on. Fold those down, because if you don't, things have a tendency to not line up well. All right, get that pegged in there. I got one. And then we got two. There we go. We've got another head that goes over the head, so literally open it up and just put that, close that over his existing head like so. Turn the figure around, and then we will peg the blue sai into the back. But first, we have to open up this, which gives us some connector ports. So these two will peg into here, and then this black piece will peg in up there. And just get everything lined up. And it's kind of hard to do and see what you're doing at the same time. And then we will take the axe, and the entirety of the axe will peg in to these pegs back here. And that is a little bit easier said than done, because you can't really see what you're doing. But it does work, I promise. And then the last piece that was on the scythe pegs into the back. I present to you the Hyper Blade Overlord. It's very nice looking. I do like it quite a bit, though there is one key problem with it, which we'll talk about in a minute. The coloring all over the figure is quite good. Blue, red, white, orange, yellow, cyan. It's a really nice looking figure. I like it. I love the look of it. The axe bits are supposed to extend but they don't lock into place, so that really doesn't do much for you. The big problem is the legs and the knees. I can't get mine to stand up on its own. And I'll show you what I mean. I can't get the ratchets to lock into place in a way that holds the figure up. It's just too damn heavy. Let's see if that does anything. That works a little bit, but it looks like he's living with a hernia. It's just a shame because the thing looks amazing. I just can't pose it for the life of me. There is posability to be had. Arms do move. You can move the arms, but every time I move one of the joints up top, the legs flail about or the head falls off. And that's a problem. That's a problem with your giant combining robot. In terms of size, it's bigger than a current Commander class figure, though what is Commander class these days? I mean, we've got figures that are all over the place in size. It does scale somewhere between Combined Mode Armada Prime and Siege Jetfire. You can see on the backpack just how much weight it's dealing with. I mean, there's a lot going on back here. It's got the entirety of the axe head and the entirety of the top of the sai. It's so big and bulky. I can kind of get it to stand on its own a little bit. There. Oh, that's I'm really worried about touching it because I'm afraid it's just going to fall over. Oh, crap, there it goes. Oh, no, come back here. So it does come with its own sword, which looks like, I don't know where the sword comes from. I think this is part of all of the weapons that each one of these weapons wields when they're in their robot modes. I think that's what it is. It looks cool, but it's all super floppy plastic. Like, there's a lot of floppy plastic. There is screws for rigidity, though. So it can hold the sword, barely, and it can actually look decent on a shelf, but forget playing with it. Overall, I do like the set. It is neat. It's something different. I picked it up over at Aliexpress. But I'm not going to be displaying it on any of my shelves. In fact, I'm probably just going to put it away after this video review because, quite frankly, it's not worth it. It's just too bulky and too problematic to have on a shelf because as soon as anything shifts, it's going to fall and take whatever else is on the shelf with it. So, folks, let me know what you think of this set down in the comments. I've been Baltmatrix. Link for it is down in the description. In that link, there are also other versions of the toys that transform into their individual robot modes there as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.